Hey all, first of all, thanks for joining. 80 plus members is quite a good audience for me for giving such kind of, presentation and a session. So thanks, first of all, everyone for joining in. So yeah, today, I'll just tell you how it started. Me and Shari were once discussing, so, about the ThinkX sessions and all. So I was not getting what to present. So she said, it should be something which is very real, which is, close to your heart. And as far as we do real sessions and stories, they always go well and good. So that's where we landed into this, my journey, how it started from trekking and how it has ended into RAMs and what's beyond. So yeah, let us go through this journey. I would like to have comments, feedback, and things over the chat. So panelist members, please help me going through those in the session. So yeah, how it all started. So I would say my very first, not trek, but how it all started was when I was in school. So I literally used to cross a hill to reach my school. Not because there were no roads or anything, just because I was fascinated to cross the hills and it was a shorter path. So I used to choose going through that hill and, reach the school. So that's where I started getting fascinated towards trekking and exploring the nature and environment. So I always defined myself, as a boots girl, or some of my friends used to call me tomboy also, because I used to love that. And I used to be all talking about trekking and adventures, be it kayaking, trekking, or, high jumps. I love heights. So all those kind of adventures, parasailing, I have done a lot. So lot many treks I have done till now. Major treks, if I have to talk about, I've done around 6-7 major treks in my life till 2 years or 1.5 years back, till the world came to a still. And the last trek which I did, that was the journey I thought of starting with the Himalayan treks. So that was my first trek, which I did in the Himalayan ranges, one of the Himalayan ranges. So I was all set and happy. I did all the study and everything because I'm sort of a person who likes to be organized and planned. So I did all the study, what's the best season to go. It turned out to be October, which is the rain, the monsoon season is over. The snow is yet to come, winters are yet to come. So the perfect, theoretically, in theory, is the perfect season to go. So already, excuse me. So already all set to go, but this is what has happened at the first sight. We started the journey with a collapsed bridge. So this was the first sight I saw. And I was like, wow, so this journey is going to be an awesome journey. So we either had to cross this collapsed bridge or walk 25 kilometers in 2 hours, which is not exactly walking, running. So we thought of starting this adventurous journey by crossing this collapsed bridge. So I thought that, this would be just one of the hurdles and things would be smooth now. But this wasn't the end. This was instead the start of that trek. So after that, it was not monsoon, but it rained throughout 4 or 5 days in the trek. Ultimately, I started adjusting to those rains. And in the final day of our pass, this is what it looked like. It was covered in snow, 6 inches of snow. So nothing was going as expected. So this is what, nature teaches you to accept challenges. This is what nature does to you, that you should be ready for all the situations in life. So this trek really, made me think about why, although trekking and all these adventures was my love, so why I'm just sticking to that direction, why I'm not exploring more things, right? So this was the trek after which, Shari, I met you, and, in the office, I was very happy that I completed this. I cannot complete, but I was very happy that we could go till pass. And then this didn't end here. All the journey that we did in 5 days, we had to get back in one day. So that was again a challenge. So these all experience really taught me that I should start picking up new challenges in life. I should start exploring the things which mostly I dreamt of and never thought of giving a try, just because they were not in my comfort zone. So when I came back from this trek in October 2019, immediately I started thinking of what is that one thing which I always thought of doing, which I hesitated because it was out of my comfort zone, or I hesitated just because, I thought this is really out of reach. So the first thing that came to my mind was I was always very fascinated towards TV, actors, all that fashion and glamour world. So why don't I give a try in doing something in there? I not exactly being a model or being an actress, but at least trying out that field. It how does the experience look like? How does it feel like to be one of part of those industries? So yeah, now you'll see my journey, which I call it the journey from boots to heels. We'll get to know why I call it a journey. I named it on footwears because that's the trickiest part there. So yeah, so now going a little bit into the world of pageants, immediate transition from the nature, the mountains to the fashion and glamorous industry. So here I would just like a little bit of, guess. So let us just guess, when did this pageants or beauty contest actually started? So let us have a small poll. Let us everyone give their opinions in which year the beauty pageants were started. Shairi, if you can help me roll out that poll.
Shairi, you're on mute, Shairi.
I see the poll.
Okay, the poll's launched, so you can just go ahead and.
I cannot see the
numbers coming in. Let's wait for 40 seconds and then we can stop.
Sure. Hope no one will Google it. 40 seconds are more, more than enough.
Yeah.
What is this? Panelists can't vote, Harry?
Both the panelists can't vote.
Oh, you guys are deprived, is it?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we can't.
Shairi, I knew the answer also.
I'll ask you once the poll finishes.
Don't rig it, Chandra. Don't rig it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ending the poll. Let's see. Sharing the results on screen. So we have 1958 as the winner.
1958. Okay. That's sort of close, like almost 100 years ahead.
Hold on, Pooja. Let's hear. I think Chandru and Viral and Dhruvam wanted to participate. Let's hear your answers.
I have given 1854. What are you saying? I mean, I knew it. I knew it for the last 25 years. I've known this.
200 decades.
Dhruvam, I see that you have sort of started doing some research. So probably you're the next person we see in this world. You're doing some preparations.
You want to take a look at my face again?
I'll come to that point. Just now in this slide we have that. So yeah, I'll say at least not 1903, but the answer is 1854. So 1854 is the year when was the first, the modern American pageant was held. That is even 3 years before the India fought its first freedom fight. So the world of pageant and the glamour industry is that old. Like it is that old. So it's really surprising that I participated in 2020. So where was I all these years? Like I was not there definitely in 1854. So yeah, when you search in Wikipedia what is a beauty pageant or beauty contest is, so it clearly mentioned that traditionally it used to focus on the physical attributes of the contestants. But Dhruvam, it has evolved over the years. It has now more traits to it. It is not just about your physical, attributes. It is more about your personality, your traits, your intelligence, your talent, and most importantly, how spontaneous you are in answering the judge's question. and how you are not logical thinking. So this
I
is
think
what
Rhythm is very inspired right now. So we'll see him signing up.
Let's focus on Pooja, please.
Coming back.
In my definition, I make it very simple, one line. It is a platform to present yourself to the world in the best format, in your confident format. Shari, just let me know if you lose me somewhere. Yeah, so now when we say this was about how the world was, and let us come to my journey. How was my preparation? So with all the Google search, what we do, the first thing nowadays, so I came upon a few things which I need to be really working on. The first was definitely, as I stated, my definition was confidence. So I wanted to work on gaining the confidence in being able to present what I'm to the world, and so that I can present the best of me. I should be able to give my 100%. So for me, according to me, the very first point that I wanted to work on was the confidence level. So I used to keep on recording anywhere in the room, because we know 2020, so room and home were the only options. So there's a quick video which presents my transformation on how I used to get stuck initially. Just by facing the camera, I used to go blank, and how was the transition on my finale round, my introduction. So you'll see all the blank faces. Can you hear the... A fashion enthusiast by passion, an animal lover by compassion. I am standing in front of you is 30 years old Mrs. Pooja Mishra. From being topper in the school to the outstanding employee, I always give my best. Trekking to the Himalayas, that's where I rest. I define myself as a person who is born to touch heights, be it social work or walking down the ramp. I'm ready to take all the fights. Thank you. So I defined that as a sort of achievement for me, because initially I was a little scared on how would I go and present myself. And then by the time I practiced for a couple of months, yes, it was a couple of months practice, definitely. So I was able to present myself to the best level. The next thing which comes in this world is definitely your fitness level. When we say fitness, it is not about, specific type of body and things. It is more about your physical and mental fitness, because the world which we go through, even if it's just a competition, they are very hectic, to be honest. When we are there for 3 or 4 days, you sleep at like 3 or 4 o'clock, you have to be ready by 6 o'clock. So it needs a lot of strength and stamina. So for that, a physical fitness is very important. And being in 2020, wherein everything was closed, we were not having any access to gyms outside world. Home was the thing. So it was mostly working from home and working out from home as well. Here, I would like to especially mention all the challenges that we used to get from XC in coffee launch. So all the, physical challenges, do push-ups, do this and that, they really kept me motivated. And I used to make sure that I'm participating in those. And that was my 2020 fitness mantra, to be honest. So a short glimpse of what all I did at home, keeping myself fit.
निक्कर और टी शर्ट पहन के आया साइकिल लोन निक्कर और टी शर्ट पहन के आया साइकिल लोन लगा के फोन बता दे सबको बच के रहियो बागड़ बिल्ली से चंडीगढ़ से या दिल्ली से तने चारों खाने जित कर दे.
As you could see in the video, my pets were always confused and thinking why these guys are always there 24 hours now at home.
Looks like your dog has always been such a support. In all the videos, your dog is there.
Yes. So I have 2 lovely dogs. So yeah, it's in a way a very good time to spend with them. So the next part and the trickiest part, especially for me, was the transition, right? That I mentioned, boots to the heels. So that was the trickiest part for me because I have always had a collection of shoes, boots, flats, but heels were something I never thought of. So that I kept at the end. I was giving excuses, I'll say I have slip disc, I'll say I have this, I'll just produce a medical certificate, I cannot wear heels and all. But finally I thought that no, let me at least give a try. So this was the first heel I bought, and I was just wearing it and sitting for 1 minute, was not able to stand. Then I thought of, I have to do something for it. It's a challenge for me, which I promised at the trek that I'll do something. So I used to wear heels. This was me working from home. Although it was working from home, I used to wear heels and try to walk as much as I can. Just a short glimpse of the walk, the walk of on the stage. So it looks very smooth and very perfect. But let me show you what all went behind it. It was not easy at all for me. You could see how I was walking for the first time, even for first couple of weeks. Awesome. So thanks, Tanya. So you could see that all the baby steps which I used to take initially. I have done a lot of excuses. I gave a lot of excuses, but finally gave a try, and that showed that yes, it worked. It has to work if I've given so much of efforts. Now jumping to the grooming sessions, all the practice preparations, I did everything, and I thought I'm ready. So let's go and face those 4 days of grooming sessions. So again, how the world changes when we are at home. Even if it was 2019, I would say that we were little aware of the outer world, but jumping to December 2020, almost a year of gap, we forgot everything. We were like this at home. And when you are in these kind of pageants, you wake up at 6 o'clock, breakfast is not the first thing. What you have to do is be presentable. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, you have to be presentable like this. Especially in 2020, this was very difficult. So this is where I came to know, all the actors that we see, all the TV world that we see, we see that, they are just coming on the camera, they are clicking some pics, and it's done. But when you are into their shoes, when you go into that field, you realize how difficult it is. We start appreciating the efforts. So that was a great learning for me, that unless we experience something and we keep on thinking that, what we are doing is the hardest part, this seems very good. All they have to do is sit and get the makeup done and just shoot. But for the shoots also, when you have to stand in a particular position for a minute till the photographer gets a perfect shot, you're not done. With our cameras, we are the persons redirecting our husbands, our sisters, friends, do this, do take this shot, that shot. But when it comes to this world, the photographers are the person. They direct you to be standing in that position for a minute unless they get the shot. So it was a really great experience for me being in those 4 days for the grooming session. I learned a lot, how much efforts it goes. Even if for a 10-second videos, it almost takes sometimes, an hour to get that perfect shot. So the grooming sessions were really, a learning for me. I myself learned a lot in terms of how the technicalities. So till now, all what was for me for pictures, and that you just get ready, you wear something, and then you stand in the front of camera, you get the pictures. But the technicalities, every field has a technicality. So those technicalities I learned in these grooming sessions, and they were really good, and at some time they were surprising also that, okay, is it this much detail that we have to look into? So all the grooming sessions that we had, the makeups, the different, how you have to pose in different, how you have to smile. So our groomer told that there are 32 types of smiles that you have to do, depending upon what occasion and what you're wearing. So I could learn only 3, but that again is a good experience. So there's an entire crew, entire person. Every person has their expertise. There would be one person who is expertise in doing your eye. There would be one person doing expertise in your hair. So it goes so much into showcasing what we as audience see in the outer world. When you go into that, you see what goes behind the camera, what goes behind the stage. Was really overwhelming for me. And with all the preparations I did at home, I was very confident that, okay, I have done my 100%, I'm good. I saw almost 30 or 35 similar personalities over that stage. So this was the entire competitors. So I saw those 35 similar personalities, everyone as confident and as, dedicated towards what they are doing. It was really good to see doctors, they were doctors, they were actors, they were players, they were athletes. All of them had their own professions. Still, some like me, they wanted to challenge themselves and they wanted to experience this glamour industry. So it was really a great experience for me being, in those 4 days and experiencing this entire journey of how a person is groomed into this world. Yeah, so after preparations, after grooming, what comes is the finale, is the final show time. What all you have, all the efforts that you have put into comes to the final moment. And then the finale started. So this is all that we already prepared, that we have already prepared for 4 days, that I was preparing for months. But what is a surprise which comes to you and wherein you actually have to think logically is the question answers round, right? Wherein you just get 10 to 20 seconds to answer what the judges will ask you. So that's really, a nervous moment for all the participants. You're just standing on stage. You don't know when your name would be called. They just call you that, this participant number, please come ahead and we'll ask you a question. So let me just go through 1 or 2 very tricky questions and the funny questions which were asked. And let's see what the audience and the panelists have to, what would you answer if you were in that place? So Shairi, either someone can raise their hand and you can unmute them, or they can write over the chats. So I'll just present the first question.
So do we have any volunteers? The first question is, what would you do to get 1 billion rupees?
You want a beauty pageant type of answer?
What is your?
Go to Africa and feed all the hungry bodies and souls that you can find. And there's so much of need for humanity. Obviously, that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
You win, Dhruv. Okay, I think we've got a couple of answers. We have someone, Gautam, who wants to do a world tour. Shalini also wants to travel. Gemini wants to do business and social services. Sangeeta wants to go to space. And Prashant wants to shop and get a retirement plan in place. I think Prashant is smart. Okay. Create a shelter for street dogs and ensure that they will never go without food. I knew that that answer will come from Srimoy. Get robots to clean house. Jyotsna is the new Elon Musk in Regalix. Okay.
So very, very interesting answers. Anyone from the panelists would like to answer?
Chandru, do you want to take a stab at it?
I'll buy a lot of automobiles.
Okay.
Not in Bangalore, but Chandru.
I'll probably start my own company with it. Employ more people. Yeah.
So I'll just tell the answer which was given by the Miss participant. She was the second runner-up there, and this was question asked to her. So she said that I'll give that money to Ambani and ask him to adopt me as his daughter. So that was an interesting answer.
It's investment planning. What would your answer be, Pooja?
My answer would have been somewhere around the same lines, that I would either go ahead and do something for the social service, either for the animals, or I'll do some investment.
Okay, great.
Another interesting question which was asked: what will you take away from this platform tonight? So the platform means the pageant platform on that day. So what would be your takeaways from this journey or from the platform tonight?
So this we can't really ask, I think, our audience. Would you like to share what was the right answer?
Again, the answer was a little bit on the funnier side for this. So normally in pageants, it should be either a very serious answer which moves the which moves the panelists, which moves the judges, or it should be something which makes people laugh a lot and they never forget the answer. So this was again the answer given by one of the participants. So she mentioned, I don't know about other things, but from this platform, definitely I'm taking the crown and the cash prize tonight. So that was her answer. So yeah, let us go through what I was asked. So yeah. Shairi, I have shared that question with you. What was I asked in the question answer round?
So, do you want me to start a poll?
Yeah, sure. I've given some options. Let's see, based on what all I have told till now about me, what people can guess what should I have answered.
Okay, so guys, this is what we do. We have a question what Pooja was asked, and we have 4 options of what she answered. So you have to take a guess on what she answered. And I'm just launching the poll. So yeah. Can you guys see the poll? Yeah. So the question is, what will you do if you get a magic wand? So you have to guess what Pooja answered.
The panelist will get the chance as well, Shairi, later on.
The panelists are dying to answer the question.
I think it's an obvious answer, right?
It's a very obvious. I mean, I will wonder if 1 and 3 will get even 1% votes. I want to know who picked 1 and 3.
I probably gave a hint just before.
I would have chosen the third option.
Why do you need a magic wand for that?
Yeah.
No, because there's no other way I can get a visa to.
You can go, Shairi, you can go, but there's no guarantee that you can come back.
Yeah.
It's not that
bad. You take the first option.
And that you don't need a magic wand for. You can just...
Yeah.
At least I can blame it on the magic wand after.
There are
we have some
people doing the option, yeah.
Okay, so shall we end the poll?
Yep.
We have a clear majority. So 82% has gone to I will provide food and shelter to all.
Okay. So there are 4 people who want to go to Pakistan. So Babla, maybe you can all kind of club up.
What is more interesting, Tanya, is there are 4 people who think Pooja said this.
To be honest, this is definitely one of my dreams. I really want to go to Pakistan and see the other side of the Kashmir. So I'm really fascinated about the other side of the Kashmir.
And you need to go through there to go to Mount K2. So I don't have a choice. Yeah.
So in a way, all these 3 are sort of what I would have answered. they do align with my personality. But let's see what I answered at that particular moment, what came across to my mind at that particular moment. I would go for a superpower, which would be invisibility, for a very good reason. I guess nothing would make me more happy messing with my friends and enemies when I'm invisible. Thank you. Okay, nice. Thank you. So this is what clicked my mind at the first, that I will definitely go around and mess with people when I'm invisible. So yeah, all done. We gave our best. Preparations, grooming, final, everything done. Then comes the moment, right? The moment of announcements, or the moment wherein all 10 participants are standing before, and the judges, they come up with a small cue card, like we used to see in reality TVs, that they just keep on saying, okay, you announce, okay, you announce. And so they don't know how the participants behind are feeling. They don't. So it's a very it's a feeling which cannot be explained. You have to see the person when they are in those moments. So let's see the finale moment of the announcements, and how this entire journey closed to a sweet achievement, I would say. The first runner-up, Sophie is doing that. Pooja Mishra. Let's hear it from Pooja Mishra. Yeah, so that was my winning moment. The moment I never thought of, having the crown. I just wanted to enjoy that journey, but that was really overwhelming for me to get that recognition. And more than that, it was really, since then the journey, it's been 2 months, only 2 or 3 months, but all the appreciations that I'm getting from family, friends, even from company, Regalix has almost recognized me 3-4 times for this achievement now. So this all things are like, I think what challenge I took in 2019, I really made up to that.
Great. Awesome. Congratulations. Once again.
Thanks, Shari. Thanks. So yeah, so then this is what I call happiness of that. This is a 4 a.m. pic. I was still roaming around wearing the crown throughout the hotel. So still, whenever I get an opportunity, I wear the crown and just roam around in the house. So this is really an experience which I'll carry throughout my life of, being into that industry and experiencing some part of it.
Awesome. Well deserved. We can see the hard work that went by.
Do you want to wear your crown right now, Pooja, and show it to the audience?
Yes, please.
I always keep it handy, so it's just right behind me. So, okay, and the first runner-up is Pooja Mishra.
Wow. Congratulations.
Are they real diamonds? Are they real diamonds?
Couldn't have come from anybody but from finance.
Yeah.
If I get those 1 billion rupees, I'll put the real diamonds in them. So this was my entire journey captured into some images, starting from getting a ticket to the finale. Yeah, so as life move ahead, I'll probably be going back to my boots again. And whenever this Corona and COVID is over, I have my next target fixed, which is the Gangotri Glacier, the starting point of river Ganga. So I'll probably be trekking to the Himalayas again once the situations are back in normal.
Awesome. Awesome.
We'll wait for another ThinkX session.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'm
Sure.
so inspired. I'll start wearing heels at home now.
Definitely, Shari. Thanks a lot, everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja.
Very inspiring. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
audience panelists, for joining in. It's a great show.
Bye.
Thank you, Pooja.
Thanks all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Pooja. Great work.
Thanks all. Thank you. Bye-bye.